Welcome, my friends. I just did my second interview since arriving in the Middle East, and it was absolutely fantastic. Michelle is a friend of mine. We were able to dive into some subjects that I think are going to be quite illuminating for you, and her story of healing is really quite remarkable. But until we get to that, if you are unaware, I am going to be teaching an absolutely revolutionary course on sacred energy exchange, sex. I'm going to be discussing things like pornography, masturbation, the things that we are normally not comfortable talking about. I want to give you the enlightened perspective, the metaphysical perspective about what is really going on when we engage in sex, what it can be applied for, all the different applications of really the most powerful force that exists. So that is going to be pinned at the top of the comments below. So if you want to learn more about sex and ways and things that you've never heard before, sign up. That class is going to start towards the end of November. But until then, enjoy this great interview that I did with Michelle. I'll see you soon. Don't try to save anybody. I know that sounds odd, right? It we do more by leading by example, and you can't wake someone up who doesn't want to be woken up. You can't do it. I can't do it either. You just can't, right? They have to be seeking. There has to be a desire, right? It has to be there. And then if someone comes to you and asks you, then you share. But the idea of like, I have to go around saving everybody, I have to go around healing everybody, this is bullshit. Do not do that. It doesn't work that way, right? Keep empowering yourself by working with yourself properly and optimally. And that's why I write all these books and teach all these courses. So we actually understand how to do it properly and optimally. And then those that want their liberation, those that want their healing, those that want their freedom, they'll get a whiff of you and then they'll come to you. And that's really what this is about, right? Always work on yourself. If we spent more time working on ourselves than we do on our job or on uh, our concerns about world culture, this, that, always put the attention on the self because where your attention goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, it grows. So if our energy, our attention is upon the self, guess what grows? The I am. And that's what this is really about. So keep the focus on the self, become more and more detached. Clarity, discernment, power, the ability to act. One of the keys is to be able to act quickly. If we can't act quickly, it means we're attached. And that's one of the hallmarks of truly powerful people is that they can act quickly. They can move like that because they're not attached. They're not identified. It's like, oh, let me think about that for 6 weeks. Oh, I don't really know, and let me sit with that, and let me talk to my therapist for 4 years about it, or this or that, right? So the ability to move quickly actually speaks to the fact that you're very detached and you have all of your energy. This is the way that we want to be. We want to be able to. We want to realize the inner stillness, the coiled stillness, and the ability to act as soon as we feel that it is the moment to act. And when we are all operating like that, no one will be able to stop us. No one will be able to stop us. And I actually think that is exactly what's going to happen. But it's going to be interesting. So my desire is that we all start working with ourselves in this way. And many people are, and many people will not. And it always has to be that way, by the way. It's the last thing I'll say, and then I'll finally stop talking, is that there's always a balance. There's always a balance. Like in high school, there's a certain amount of freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors, right? It's not all seniors. It's not all freshmen, right? It's the same thing on this planet. It's never going to be a planet of all awakened, evolved souls. This is a lie. And it's never going to be a total planet of all completely asleep and unawakened souls. There is always a balance. Some are going to move into a greater state of inner awareness and the outer reality reflect that, and some won't. And that's a choice, right? But there is always a balance and there's always an equilibrium. That's why I say stop trying to save anybody. Stop. Because I got news for you. That choice, every individual has already made that choice, whether they realize it or not. It's already come and gone. The choice has already been made. We're just now watching the after effects of the choices that we've already made.
So really the best that we can do is not necessarily be saving somebody, but hope that we're modeling behavior that will ignite a force in someone else that will then put them on their path of rebuilding or reconstructing or healing or whatever it is that they're going to do for their, to be their best self.
Yeah, lead by example.
Hmm.
That's it. That is always the best leader. That is always the best teacher. Those that lead by example, those that embody what it is that they talk about, right? That's the whole key. Yeah. Lead the life that other people would like, I want to be like Michelle. She's got it together, she's focused, she's happy, she feels purpose in her life. I want to be like Michelle, right? And then they come to you because they see you that way, not because you didn't shut the fuck up and you're just annoying them about you don't understand about 5D. And it's like no one wants to hear it. Trust me. No one
Right.
wants to hear it. They don't, right? So always lead by example. Those are always the most powerful leaders. Those that embody, those that walk the walk. Talk the talk is cheap. That doesn't mean anything, really. Walking the walk says everything. In fact, when you walk the walk, you often don't have to say anything. People just
And
get a whiff of it. Yeah. And they'll just know.
and it's quite astounding for somebody to walk the walk who had been paralyzed. In your case, that's actually takes it sort of takes the analogy one whole step further.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I wanted to give myself a challenge. So, but we're gonna figure out, and hopefully, like I said, it seems impossible or it seems like a big deal. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. If I can do it, so can everybody else. Someone just has to do it first, like we talked about, like 4 minute mile or whatever it is. It's like, someone just has to do it first. And it's like, okay, and now look how many people are going to start doing it. It's the same thing, right? There are trailblazers, right? Okay, so some of us play the role of the trailblazer. Well, great, because other people are going to do it too. They're right behind me, and they're starting to do it too. So it's like, that's really that's the point, right? Lead by example, be an embodiment of what it is that we talk about, and that's really what changes things. Because if pontificating and proselytizing actually would have made a difference, the world would have already been enlightened 1,000 years ago. That doesn't change anything, right? It's the emanation of authenticity. We've talked about the power before. That's where it
Right,
comes from. It's
right,
that, not this. This doesn't mean anything.
right. Because this is more academic,
Yeah, yeah,
correct?
ego, mind, identity. It's more
Right,
intellect, right? That's
right.
all that is. And the intellect is a petulant child next to the towering presence of wisdom.
Wow. Um, I want to thank you, RJ, for sharing your time and your wisdom and your mentorship and your hope. And that's
Mm,
why I started Broken and Healed because I believe that even as broken as the body is, as mine was as well for a long time, I always had a little pulse of light. I
mm,
say that was in me even when I didn't know what was going on because I had severe mercury poisoning. And I
mm,
didn't really have access to my full brain, but I always felt a little pulse of light in there. And I knew that there was something that was almost like a fetus. There was
mm,
something that was whole and complete. It was very faint
mhm.
and it was very small. And so I started Broken and Healed because even if 99% of us broken, there's always that 1% that's healed. And we hope the 1% grows into the 99%. So I try to bring people on that really embody that notion.
Yeah, 100%. You got it. The self is whole and complete. It's a fractal of God. The outer personality, ego, mind, identity, they're all a mess, just different flavors. It's all ice cream. I like to say just different flavors, right? But the true self, it's all one self. It's all God. And by attuning body mind to that, the wholeness, as you were talking about, becomes tangibly known. And that's the key.
Thank you. I will definitely take this with me into the rest of my day and the rest of my life. And I hope that my audience and your audience, I know, will as well.
It was my pleasure. I'm really glad we got a chance to talk, Michelle. I got a feeling it won't be the last time.
I don't think it will be because we have so much more to talk about. It's
Yeah,
infinite, in fact.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure as well. Take care, RJ.
Thank you. You too. You too.